If you've tapped your card or phone to pay for something recently, you need to hear this, because criminals are stealing money from people without touching their wallet or stealing their card. And the worst part is that most victims don't realize anything happened until the charges start appearing. The scam targets your most used payment method, credit and debit cards, exploiting how often and how casually we rely on them. Today, we're going to break down exactly how wireless skimming scams work, why they're so dangerous, and what you can do to stop yourself from becoming the next victim. By the end of this video, you'll know how to protect yourself from losing thousands of dollars to this silent crime. Let's get started. Number 1. ATM wireless skimming devices.
From TECU officials regarding a skimmer device that's being used at some of the locations around the county. I have Detective Hutchison here with me this morning. This is a device that's being used.
Wireless skimming devices are small, discrete tools that capture your credit or debit card information without your knowledge. Scammers install these devices directly on the card reader of ATMs, often in a way that makes them nearly impossible to detect. When you insert your card, the skimmer reads the magnetic stripe and wirelessly transmits the information to the scammer's device nearby. Some advanced versions can also capture your PIN by using hidden cameras or fake keypads. The entire process is silent, leaving you unaware of the theft until you notice suspicious charges in your bank account. Since these devices are wireless, scammers can target multiple ATMs from a distance, increasing the scale of their operation without raising suspicion. In 2019, several ATM skimming incidents were reported in New York City, where scammers used wireless skimmers to capture card data from customers in busy areas. Thousands of dollars were stolen before victims even realized what had happened. The fraudsters used the stolen information to make fraudulent purchases and withdraw cash from various accounts. Law enforcement later traced the devices back to a group of criminals operating nationwide. To protect yourself, always check the card reader for unusual attachments or extra components. If the reader seems loose or out of place, avoid using that ATM. Additionally, cover your hand when entering your PIN, especially in public or outdoor areas, and use well-lit ATMs in busy locations. Regularly monitor your bank statements to catch any unauthorized transactions early. Number 2. Gas station skimming.
Federal agents are on the hunt in South Florida, scouring gas stations, grocery stores, and big box retailers looking for hidden skimmers.
And Local 10's Jeff Weinstein was granted exclusive access as teams work to protect you and your money.
These scams are becoming increasingly common and often involve wireless skimmers placed on or near gas station pumps. These skimming devices work by capturing your credit or debit card information when you swipe or insert your card at the pump. They're small enough to fit inside or around the card reader and use Bluetooth or other wireless technologies to transmit the stolen data to a nearby receiver. In some cases, scammers have even added tiny cameras or fake keypads to capture your PIN when you enter it. Once the data is collected, it's often used immediately for online purchases or to create cloned cards for in-store transactions. The scam is particularly effective because it targets familiar, everyday locations like gas stations, where people don't expect to be victims of fraud. In 2020, a large-scale skimming operation was uncovered at several gas stations across California. Devices were placed on pumps at high-traffic stations, and victims reported fraudulent charges on their accounts. The skimmers were wirelessly transmitting stolen card details to a nearby van, where the criminals were waiting. The stolen information was used for online and in-store purchases. This case highlighted the vulnerability of gas pumps to skimming, leading to increased awareness and further investigations. Always inspect the card reader before using it. Look for unusual attachments or signs of tampering. Whenever possible, pay inside the store or use contactless payments via mobile wallets to minimize risk. Number 3. Vending machine skimming.
The MTA has uncovered another skimming device at a MetroCard vending machine, and tonight it has prompted them to investigate every single subway station.
Vending machines are often overlooked when it comes to payment security, making them an easy target for scammers. These machines, especially those that accept card payments, are often modified with hidden wireless skimming devices. The skimmers capture card data every time you swipe or tap your card on the machine's reader. Since the devices are small and discreet, they can go unnoticed by most people using the machine. The information gathered by the skimmer is wirelessly transmitted to a nearby receiver, which the scammer uses to steal your card details.
We have a warning tonight. Scammers are targeting Long Island Railroad passengers.
Commuters who use vending machines to buy their tickets could be taken for a ride.
In 2021, reports emerged from the UK where vending machines in airports and office buildings had been tampered with. These skimming devices were found to be capturing thousands of card details over a short period of time, with victims only realizing the theft when they saw unauthorized charges on their statements. While vending machines are convenient, they're often placed in public areas where security can be lax. The lack of regular inspections or surveillance makes them prime targets for skimming scams. It's always safer to use cash instead of cards when purchasing from vending machines. If you must use a card, try to choose machines in well-monitored areas and look out for any signs of tampering, such as loose parts or a card reader that seems out of place. Hashtag 4. Parking meter skimming. Parking meters are another public-facing payment point vulnerable to wireless skimming scams. When you pay at a parking meter using your debit or credit card, the skimming device placed on the machine captures your card details. In 2020, several parking meters in cities like New York and Chicago were found to have been compromised with these devices, leading to the theft of card details from numerous victims. What makes parking meter skimming particularly dangerous is that it often goes undetected until the victim notices suspicious charges on their bank statements. Scammers target parking meters because they are frequently used, and many people don't think twice about paying with their card. To avoid falling victim to parking meter skimming, always try to pay with coins rather than cards when possible. If you must use a card, consider using mobile payment apps, which are less likely to be targeted. Before swiping your card, take a moment to inspect the parking meter for signs of tampering, like loose parts or unusual attachments on the card reader. Number 5. Restaurant and bar skimming. At restaurants and bars, skimming scams often involve waitstaff or bartenders secretly using wireless skimming devices attached to the payment terminals. These skimming devices are often hidden within the terminal itself or attached to the card reader. Once your card is swiped or tapped, the skimmer collects your card data and transmits it wirelessly to a nearby receiver. The scammer can then use the stolen information to make unauthorized purchases or withdraw funds from your account. In 2019, several restaurant employees in Miami were caught using skimming devices on customers' cards. The devices were installed at the point of sale, and customers unknowingly handed over their card information during routine transactions. By the time the victims realized their accounts had been drained, the thieves had already used their card details for fraudulent purchases. It's important to monitor your card closely when handing it over to staff. Ensure the payment terminal is securely fixed to the counter and doesn't appear tampered with. Using a credit card instead of a debit card is also a safer option, as credit cards often offer better fraud protection and are less directly linked to your bank account. Number 6. Hotel skimming. Hotel payment terminals are often targeted by scammers using wireless skimming devices. These skimmers are installed discreetly on or around the card reader at the front desk or in any location where guests are asked to swipe their cards for payment. Hotels are a common target because they handle a high volume of credit card transactions and often have multiple locations, which makes it easier for criminals to target unsuspecting guests. In 2019, several hotel chains were found to have installed skimming devices on their payment terminals, leading to widespread fraud and financial losses for their guests. Victims didn't realize their information had been stolen until they noticed fraudulent charges on their accounts. To avoid falling victim to hotel skimming scams, it's best to use alternative payment methods, such as mobile wallets, when possible. If you must use a credit or debit card, consider using a virtual card number, which is temporary and can't be used by scammers for future transactions. Number 7. Public transit skimming. Skimming scams have also found their way into public transit systems, where skimming devices are placed on ticket vending machines or fare card readers. These machines are often located in busy, high-traffic areas and are used by a large number of people every day, making them prime targets for thieves. Once you swipe or tap your card to purchase a ticket or add funds to your transit card, the skimmer captures your card's data. In 2018, a series of wireless skimming attacks were reported on subway systems in major cities like New York and London. Travelers unknowingly had their payment information stolen when purchasing tickets or loading funds onto their fare cards, leading to unauthorized charges. To protect yourself, consider using contactless payment methods like mobile apps or stored value cards, which are typically safer than swiping a bank card. If you must use a credit or debit card, avoid using ticket vending machines or fare card readers that seem outdated, damaged, or poorly maintained. Always be vigilant and check your account statements for any signs of unauthorized activity. Hashtag 8. Self-checkout skimming. Self-checkout machines in supermarkets and retail stores have become a prime target for wireless skimming devices. These devices are small, wireless, and often hidden on or around the self-checkout card reader. When you swipe or tap your card to pay for your groceries or other items, the skimmer quietly collects your card details and wirelessly transmits them to a nearby scammer. These types of scams have been growing in frequency because self-checkout machines are often less monitored than regular cashier stations, giving scammers more opportunity to place and retrieve their devices unnoticed. In 2020, multiple reports emerged about skimming devices found on self-checkout terminals in grocery stores across the U.S., resulting in thousands of dollars in fraudulent charges. To reduce your risk of falling victim to this type of scam, inspect the card reader for any signs of tampering before using it. If the reader feels loose or appears to have any additional attachments, avoid using it. If possible, use mobile payment options like Apple Pay or Google Pay, which are generally more secure. Number 9. Wireless card skimming via Bluetooth. Scammers are increasingly using Bluetooth-enabled skimming devices to intercept card data during contactless payments. These devices allow fraudsters to steal your payment information without ever physically touching your card. As you tap your card on a contactless terminal or use mobile payment methods, the Bluetooth skimmer detects and captures your card's details from a short distance. The information is then wirelessly transmitted to the scammer's device, often within a matter of seconds. This method of skimming is becoming more popular because it can be done without any visible tampering on the terminal itself, making it difficult to detect. In 2018, a series of Bluetooth-based skimming devices were discovered in high-traffic areas like retail stores and public transportation stations. Victims only realized their information had been stolen when they saw unauthorized transactions on their accounts. To protect yourself, turn off Bluetooth when not in use, as this reduces the chances of a skimmer connecting to your device. Always use mobile wallets or contactless payment methods with built-in security features, such as encryption and two-factor authentication. If you must use a physical card, consider using one with RFID blocking technology to protect against wireless theft. Regularly monitor your bank statements for any signs of suspicious activity. Number 10. Portable skimming devices. These devices are handheld tools that allow scammers to skim card details without being detected. These devices can capture data from your card simply by being in close proximity, often within a few feet of your card's magnetic strip or chip. The scammer can walk around in crowded areas, such as shopping malls or public events, and easily steal your card information without you even knowing it. This type of skimming is increasingly common, especially in places where many people are gathered. In 2021, several incidents of portable skimming devices were reported in shopping malls in the U.S., where victims' card details were stolen while they were simply walking around. The stolen information was later used to make fraudulent purchases or withdraw funds from their accounts. To avoid being a victim, Keep your cards in a secure RFID blocking wallet that prevents data from being read by nearby devices. Be cautious of anyone standing too close to you in public spaces while you're using your card, especially in crowded places like airports, malls, or public transport. Number 11. Mobile wallet skimming. Mobile wallet skimming is a relatively new and increasingly popular method of fraud, where scammers target smartphones with mobile wallets. These wallets, which store payment information for apps like Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Samsung Pay, are vulnerable to skimming if the device's security is compromised. Scammers use wireless skimming devices to intercept the payment information when the phone is used for contactless payments at a point of sale. While this method is less common, it has been on the rise as more people rely on mobile wallets for everyday transactions. In 2020, several incidents were reported where thieves intercepted mobile wallet data during transactions in busy retail stores. The fraudsters were able to use the stolen information to make purchases online or at stores without the victim realizing until their bank accounts were drained. To avoid getting scammed, always enable two-factor authentication on your mobile wallet and ensure your phone's security settings are up to date. Never leave your phone unattended, and be cautious when using public Wi-Fi or unsecured networks, as these can increase the risk of data theft. Additionally, using a mobile wallet that encrypts payment data and provides an added layer of security can help reduce your risk of falling victim to this type of scam. Number 12. Card reader clone skimming. Card reader clone skimming is one of the more sophisticated forms of fraud. Scammers use high-tech cloning devices to copy the information from your credit or debit card when you swipe it at a compromised terminal. These cloned card readers are often placed on ATMs, point-of-sale terminals, or even gas station pumps, and they look almost identical to legitimate devices. The skimming device reads the magnetic stripe and, in some cases, even the chip data on your card. Once your card information is captured, it's sent wirelessly to the scammer, who can then use the details to create cloned versions of your card. In 2019, a series of fraudulent charges were reported after skimming devices were found on ATMs and retail machines across Texas. Criminals used the stolen data to make unauthorized purchases and withdraw money from victims' accounts. To protect yourself, avoid using ATMs or payment terminals that look damaged or unusual. Always inspect card readers for signs of tampering, like loose parts or extra attachments. If possible, use a credit card instead of a debit card for extra protection, as credit cards usually offer better fraud detection and resolution services. Be vigilant about checking your account for unauthorized transactions and report any suspicious activity immediately to your bank. Number 13. Credit card skimming via fake websites. Credit card skimming doesn't always happen in physical locations. Increasingly, scammers are setting up fake websites to steal your card information. These sites are often designed to look like legitimate e-commerce platforms or online stores. Once you enter your payment details to complete a purchase, the website collects your card information, which is then used for fraudulent transactions. The scammers use these fake websites to lure victims in with irresistible deals or too-good-to-be-true offers. In 2021, multiple incidents were reported where fraudulent e-commerce sites were stealing card data from unsuspecting buyers. The scam worked by tricking consumers into providing their payment information on a counterfeit checkout page that appeared identical to a trusted store's site. The stolen card information was used to make unauthorized purchases or sold on the dark web. To protect yourself, always double-check the URL of any website before entering payment information. Ensure the website is secure, indicated by a URL starting with HTTPS and a padlock symbol. If a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. Use trusted, established websites for online shopping and consider using a virtual credit card for added security, which can't be reused if stolen. Number 14. In-store card skimming. In-store card skimming is a tactic used by scammers to steal card details during everyday shopping. The method involves installing wireless skimming devices on payment terminals in physical stores. These devices are often hidden in plain sight, attached to card readers or payment machines. When you swipe or tap your card, the skimmer captures your card's data and wirelessly transmits it to the scammer. In 2019, several major electronics stores in the U.S. were targeted by skimming devices placed on payment terminals, leading to financial losses for many customers. The fraud went undetected for months, as the skimmers were small and difficult to notice. To avoid falling victim to in-store card skimming, be cautious when using payment terminals, especially at locations with high foot traffic. Always check the card reader for unusual attachments or devices that don't look like part of the terminal. If you notice any tampering or oddities, inform store staff and use a different payment method. Using credit cards instead of debit cards can also offer additional fraud protection, as credit cards often come with better consumer safeguards. If you suspect your card has been skimmed, contact your bank immediately and monitor your account for any unauthorized transactions. Now that you know how these wireless skimming scams work, you're one step ahead of the criminals. Remember, staying vigilant and taking a few extra precautions can help you avoid falling victim to these frauds. Always check your card readers, use mobile wallets when you can, and report any suspicious activity immediately. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. It's time we all stay informed and protected. For more scam awareness videos, click the link on the screen. Stay safe out there.